Did you know that Romans 8:15 talks about that whoever is in Christ Jesus has been given a spirit of adoption? Subscribe to God's Adopted today so you can join me in being encouraged to grow and learn and become who our Father in heaven has adopted and created us to be. Howdy, welcome to God's Adopted. I'm here to help encourage you to grow in faith through stories, teaching, and practical examples so you can experience more of God in and through your life. When we get born again, He adopts us. This podcast is here to encourage us all to grow in becoming the children of God He's adopted us to become. Join me and learn to do like Peter did. Let's get out of the boat and step on the water with Jesus. If Jesus came to you and said, I want you to make disciples for me, would you know where to start or what to do? The two things that keep coming to my mind are, one, help and encourage simple ways to grow in personal relationship with God. And then the second one is to give examples and teach practical ways to provide real help for real people from our real God. I got born again while I was a parachute infantry in the 82nd Airborne Division in the first Gulf War in 1990. When that happened, there was a chaplain who came to me and he told me that you just met Jesus, and if you want to have a relationship with God, you need to spend time with God. Kind of like, a real relationship with a real person. You spend time with them, right? And so this chaplain was trying to tell me, you got to spend time with him. You do that with God by reading His Word, because He is the Word made flesh. Well, as you read through the Word, you spend time with God. That's one way to do it. The other thing is, like anybody else, if you want to get to know them better, you talk to them and stuff. That's called prayer. And so prayer is not just talking, but also learning how to listen too. It's really hard to believe that it's been more than 30 years since I was born again. And over the past 30 years, I've done a lot of different things and experienced a lot of different things as someone who was in full-time Christian ministry, as well as outside of being a minister full-time. And my cry to the Lord has always been the same. I want to be wherever He wants me to be, however long He wants me to be there, and doing and saying whatever He wants me to be doing and saying. This podcast is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm excited about this and to see what He's going to be doing in and through this. Take a minute and think about this. Where are you at in your relationship with God? Is it growing? Do you ever feel stuck spiritually? Is there anything you've done in life that you can't be forgiven of or can't forgive yourself of? That's the one that most people have a hard time with, is forgiving ourselves. Is it hard to hear God, or is it hard to believe that maybe He's listening to you when you pray? Is there something God's put on your heart to do, but you don't quite know how or where to start? God's Adopted podcast is here for you, to encourage you and help you grow in your relationship with God, and hopefully give you some practical ways to apply the Lord's teaching and start seeing His powerful presence and impact in your life and in the lives of those around you more and more. I'd love to have you join with me on Tuesdays, where I'll be sharing and teaching practical spiritual truths that can help you get free in some area of your life, or maybe give you a tool or a way that you can help someone you know gain some freedom. And then on Thursdays, I'm going to be starting a simple Bible study. I'm going to literally just be reading through the Bible and sharing a little here and there along the way if something comes to mind or what comes to mind. Just a practical way to spend some time with the Lord and with you. If you have any questions or maybe a topic that you'd love to hear someone talk about, then share that with me and I'll consider it. I'm excited to be here and to see what the Lord has planned. Subscribe to this podcast today. I love seeing how our real living God is working in and through our real living lives in this real world. please subscribe to this podcast and keep listening. If you've been blessed or encouraged in some way and want to leave a review, please do that by writing your review on iTunes. If you haven't already, please drop in and say howdy in our Facebook group when you can. See you next time on The Water with Jesus.